1999, when the Euro was introduced. The Matrix came out. And The Sixth Sense. Britney Spears had never done crack. Ricky Martin tore up the charts with Livin' La Vida Loca. And Napster taught us all how to be criminals. But it was also the year that two kids from St. Walburg noticed each other. St. Walburg School. And I know what you're thinking. This dismal, prison-like structure is a school? And I'm here to tell you, yes. And not only that, this seemingly cheerless construction is the site of this love story's beginning. High school, the rite of passage. A time when you were embarrassed about everything, yet too cool for your parents. Me and Ray both attended St. Walburg High School, but we didn't hang with the same crowds. Me, I was a little bit more of a goody-goody. I didn't get into trouble. And Ray, well, you know, he was a punk. When I came to St. Walburg, I came in like grade 6, but I remember in junior high, I mean, I didn't hang out with Ray, that's what I already said, so I remember this story, and that Ray burnt a toilet in the boys' bathroom. And I don't know how to do it, but you know, you take the lighter and you take the flint with the little spring thing and you make, it makes a little explosion or something. Anyway, Ray did it in the boys' bathroom and he melted the toilet seat. And then we had to have this huge assembly about fire safety and whatever. And I've asked everyone if they remember this story to tell it for the video, and no one seems to remember, but I do. And ask Ray because he did it. Any teachers in the audience, it was him.
He was trying to teach me how to fight. I think I was around 10. He was around 13 or something. And he's like, Andre, hit me right here. Punch me right here. And so, yeah, I think I must have been distracted by his owl glasses and his deadly mushroom haircut that I just ended up punching him right cracked in the face. Right here. Snapped his glasses, and man, was he ever mad. He was just like, what did you do? He's so mad, yeah. I thought it was pretty funny. He didn't.
Trouble chocolate? If you call being a 9-year-old kid with a 35-year-old girlfriend troubled.
Me and Ray started dating in late '99. Being typically bashful, we never did formally ask each other out. Instead, we made someone else instigate the meetings for us.
Isn't it true you solicited the relationship between two minors, Jaime Hoffman and Ray Sagan?
Yes.
Describe your offense, please.
Jaime would come over, get me to call Ray. Ray would come over and get me to call Jaime.
And what transpired at your residence after the minors had arrived?
Lots of giggling and wrestling around.
And were they chaperoned?
They were right up until the dry humping started.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, after 10 or more years, I think I should be able to name their first kid.
Ray loved the outdoors. In fact, one of our very first dates was a fishing trip out to Birch Lake. Whether it was fishing or hunting or just going for a drive out to the field, we were always outdoors. Another thing that me and Ray used to do all the time was go hike in the river hills. And this one time, we went out to the river hills and we were out there and Ray was showing me the spot where he shot his first mule deer or something. And we're standing out there and then I looked over and I said, oh, Ray, like, look at that. And it was a bear and it looked like she had cubs with her or something. And then Ray just all of a sudden, he just started freaking out. He's like, we gotta run. We gotta run back to the truck. And he started running and I was in flip-flops and I was running and it was like kind of go for holes. I could have broken an ankle, right? So Ray's running and he's like, Jaime, why aren't you running? And he's running back and he gets to the truck and I get back there. I'm like, he said, Jaime, what were you thinking? Why weren't you running? That bear could have ate us. I'm like, I don't know, man. I go, I didn't want to trip. And he's like, I already thought it all out. I was going to hop in my Dodge and I was going to drive through that barbed wire fence and save you if I had to. That's my man. Soon it became very apparent to me why Ray had the nickname Rambo. I mean, we were always in the bush trying to kill something. But then I thought I might as well just ask Linda how we got the name.
So Linda, why do you call Ray Rambo?
Well, when the Rambo movies first came out, he was addicted to watching Rambo movies. So, and then he saw this toy in the store with the headband and the big knife, and he played with that for days. Like he had the headband on his head. I should have taken a picture. But anyway, so that's where we got the nickname from. Plus, he acted like Rambo.
So that seemed legit, but then I asked Ray.
So Ray, do you know how you got the name Rambo?
Yeah, well, I believe it was because one time I actually parachuted into Vietnam to look for POWs. I found the POWs, I was captured, and then I escaped, and I saved everybody with exploding arrows and a huge knife. And that's pretty much it.
Time passed and milestones were crossed. Ray started fluid hauling, and I went to college. I learned how to use computer programs that can help you make monsters or help you create maps. I also learned that my new skills could translate into entertainment and special morale boosters. A special event that occurred in college was Mom and Dad gave me a Christmas present they will never be able to top. My little Yorkie, Sophia. I finished school and moved back to Wahlberg, but something was different. And as high school romances sometimes go, me and Ray seem to have grown apart.
You know, it doesn't mind if you got a hat on, if you look like Axel. We're still talking about love.
And what do you have to say about young love? Why?
Young love? Okay, I have to say that young love is... It's all about emotions. It's bullshit. It's not true. No. When you get old is when you know that it's true. Yeah. Especially for this guy. He doesn't know where he's going. I told him before he still has time to run.
Me and Ray just couldn't stay apart. We knew things just felt right when we were together. And before you know it, we were a couple again. By this time, Ray was still fluid hauling in Wahlberg, but he now had his own truck. And I was living in Lloyd, dispatching for the Kennedys. Oh, I mean Hoffmans. I take my job seriously, and I'm very passionate about it.
Now, isn't that a load of horse shit?
Could you explain that to us a little more?
Dean Lewis, why don't you tell them a little bit about the philosophy here at South Harmon?
Look, we throw a lot of fancy words in front of these kids in order to attract them to going to school in the belief that they're going to have a better life. And we all know that all we're doing is breeding a whole new generation of buyers and sellers, pimps and whores, and indoctrinating them into a lifelong hell of debt and indecision.
I just don't understand.
Do I have to spoon feed it to you? Look, there's only one reason the kids want to go to school.
Holy shit. Which is?
To get a good job. To get a good job with a great starting salary.
Ray moved around a few places in Wahlberg before he finally bought a home. It was a fixer-upper, but we rented the hell out of it. It was the first of many projects that Ray's sister Trish and husband Wayne selflessly helped us with. As time went on, things only got better. We took tropical vacations with our friends and with our families, creating some of the best memories and stories. We started enjoying snowboarding together. And as always, we were still always outside looking for adventure or the next big buck. Soon we realized that we weren't rock stars and having 2 houses wasn't economical. So Ray packed up his stuff and moved into my house. In May 2011, we stumbled upon our greatest adventure yet. The Bernice, our little raccoon. Ironically, this, what some may call a pest, was saved by
the most devastating, deadly, awe-inspiring rifle-wielding hunter in northern Saskatchewan, Raymond Sagan Sr. Accredited with 2,500 moose kills, 3,200 elk, and suspected to have been involved in the disappearance of many deer, this gun-toting kamikaze has also been rumored to beat grizzlies into submission with his bare hands. And yet, this is the man that saved our raccoon.
Me and Ray may not have any children, but we were soon taught a wicked lesson in child rearing, and raccoons grow faster than humans. So bottle feeding turned into walking, which led to scaling cupboards, all in a matter of months.
Somebody fat got out of her cage this morning. Disaster. Some whiskey. Good thing there was pizza left all out. Tea bags. Bernice, are you a bad fat coon? Are you a very bad coon? Please, master, forgive me.
After we childproofed the house, we thought things were under control. Yet the little hellspawn could still be found in the most interesting places. From burrowing into the couch to in the washing machine, no place was off limits for the raccoon.
Bigwood. Oh, how's Big Coon?
But let us not forget about poor little Sophia, who sometimes had to deal with Bernie treating her like a red-haired stepchild.
Just push her, Soph. See, you can go now. Give. Sophie, move.
Bernice was a handful, but someone that could never be replaced. So to our devastation, our little raccoon grew up. And almost a year to the day we got her, on our first camping trip of that summer, Bernice decided to go back to the wild. I cried.
My garden's a secret compartment.
Summer 2012 was coming, and things were getting green and beautiful. Me and Ray and Trish and Wayne had started our latest reno project, tiling my entire house. It turned into a bigger job than I expected, and there was so much to do. Any spare time should have been used on putting the house back together. So I was more than a little annoyed. Well, I shouldn't lie, I was pissed when Ray said we had to drive to West Hazel after work one day to bring parts to his dad.
So, Ray, how did you ask Jamie to marry you? How did you propose?
I didn't, she asked me.
Oh! Stay on point.
No, Ray called me at work and we were doing all these house renos and he said, Jamie, I just gotta bring some parts up to my dad in West Hazel. So,
and she didn't want to go.
no, I was
Like,
just
"No,
like,
I got
yeah,
stuff to do. I don't
we have
wanna
stuff to do
do
in the
it."
house. And I got off the phone with Ray and I'm like, I looked over at the girls. I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm like, we have so much stuff to do and now he wants to go do it for this drive. I don't have time for this. So then I got home and I was wearing my work clothes. I was wearing a little skirt and some shoes. And
We had to go for a hike and I didn't tell her, just let her pretend we're taking parts to my dad.
And he's like, Jamie, are you sure you don't want to change your clothes? I'm like, what? Are we just driving there and back? Like, what's wrong with this? He's like, okay. So then we're driving out to West Hazel. And then he's like, well, you know, my dad, he's like pretending to be on the phone.
I fake called. Like, oh, you're not going to be there yet, Dad? Okay, yeah, we'll find something to do for half an hour.
So then I said, you know, we haven't been in the River Hills in so long. Let's just go for a walk in the River Hills. I'm like, okay. So he's walking and I'm behind him in my skirt and my vest and I'm walking along. We're walking and then we get up to this high spot on the hill.
It's a cliff. It's really cool. She's downplaying it.
So then when we're up top there and Ray says to me, he's like, this is sure a beautiful spot, hey? And I said, it sure is. And then it sure would be a beautiful spot to get married, right? And I said, yeah, it would. And what did he say?
I forgot. I said we can't get married here, but we can get engaged.
And that's how he did it. And I was so surprised.
So
it was just like,
So
yeah,
cute.
it was, yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah. The River Hills.
Okay.
Awesome.
Ray picked the most perfect spot to propose, the River Hills, a special place full of so many memories. I went to call my mom and dad and tell them the news, but Ray stopped me. Okay, so the question is, what happened when Ray came over to propose? What happened?
Well, it sort of shocked me having Ray at the door without you, and then coming in like he was like scared or something bad happened is what I thought when I seen him, because he's never done anything like this before.
And where was Mom? Where were you?
I was standing beside Dad.
I don't know what you
Ray
felt.
came in so fast, we just thought there was an accident or something. He just blurted it right out.
Yeah.
Can I marry Jamie? Or
Yeah. He wanted the Mercedes, but
and I'm saying, sure you
we
can,
sold-
sure you
we
can.
s- Yeah, we said for a few buffalo we could make a deal.
Soon me and Ray made our first engaged couple purchase, our little camper. We halted out to Camp McNubb and both our families spent the entire summer together. It was one of the best summers yet. Now that me and Ray were engaged, everyone was kind enough to give me advice on marriage.
Okay, Bodan, I was just wondering if you have a piece of advice to give the newlywed couple.
Yeah, I do. It's more pertaining to Ray, though. Ray, one day you like hunting, you're going to get a hunting dog. Then the question's going to come up. Jamie's going to say, who do you love more, your hunting dog or me? But there's a test on how to find out who loves you more. Put your dog and Jamie in the trunk of a car, and when you open it up, see who's smiling.
Thanks.
There, just tell your kids, put them in racing helmets when they get in your car, because you'll wreck them. And Ray's retaining a lot of water right now. And once that turns back to fat, you're going to see. You'll look like Wayne Ward. Gross.
Okay, Stan. Stan, go.
The most important things in life, Ray, are facial hair and foreskin. The most important things in life are faith, family, and facial hair.
Usually just spank him and throw his ass out the door.
Spank it.
Tell them they're bad.
Hit him.
I punch him in the face.
But once you play,
Yell.
I would beat his ass.
Okay, sounds good.
All this talk really got me thinking, what do I really want in a man? I want a man that likes a real drink, a man that could build a log house with his bare hands, a man that could start me a fire, a man that could also do some light plumbing, and maybe someone who likes to shoot my supper. But wait, does Ray feel the same way?
So, Ray, what do you want in a woman?
Do you mean like what I want, or what you implying I'm still looking? I want someone that is a fake blonde, has brown eyes, has a horrible attitude. That's it. Yes, very excited.
Upcoming nuptials?
Yes, I'm excited.
Very excited.
How long's it been?
But you know the question you're supposed to ask us, I told you.
No, you didn't.
Yes, you're supposed to ask Ray what he likes about me.
Oh, that. Yes. Ray, what do you like about Jamie?
Not too much. I got trapped.
What? I'm knocked up, Mom.
Such a talk. You go first. What do you like about me?
Ray, you gotta say.
No, you're
what?
first. You're first.
You have to say
What
first.
I like about you?
Yeah.
It's like you're my best friend.
Oh, that's so sweet. Jamie.
Now it's my turn.
Yes, Jamie, what do you like about Ray? What do you love about Ray?
Well, I love that Ray's my best friend too. But I like that I can be retarded around Ray and he still loves me.
Which is all the time.
Oh, that's...
Fucking, I want to kill something and eat it. It's been a while. She's recording me again. That fucking, I gotta go. Bye.
My head is a box filled with nothing, and that's the way I like it. My garden's a secret compartment, and that's the way I like it. And that's the way I like it. Your body's a dream that turns violent, and that's the way I like it. And that's the way I like it. The winter is long in the city, and that's the way I like it. So